Okay, picture this. It is February 2026.
Yeah.
You're in the Texas Panhandle, let's say Pampa, or maybe just outside Amarillo.
Oh, yeah.
The wind is doing that thing it does, howling at about 40 miles an hour, cutting right through the walls. It's freezing. And suddenly, your heater quits.
Ugh, the
It's
worst.
just dead silence.
The absolute worst case scenario. The
Exactly.
kind of silence that actually hurts your ears because you know what's coming next. The cold.
Right. So you're freezing, the kids are complaining, and the house is dropping degrees by the minute. You need a pro, and you need one fast. Now stop and think. How do you find that person?
Well, if we were having this conversation 10 or even just 5 years ago, you'd probably be looking at, a magnet on your fridge. Or maybe you'd ask a neighbor over the fence.
Or you'd open that junk drawer, everyone has one, and look for a crumpled flyer from 3 years ago.
Exactly. But today, in 2026, that landscape has completely evaporated. If you are a tradesman, a plumber, an electrician, a roofer, and you are relying on those fridge magnet tactics, you aren't just old-fashioned.
No.
According to the data we have today, you are effectively invisible.
And that is exactly what we are unpacking in this deep dive. We've got a stack of fascinating reports, briefing docs, and study guides here from TEXSEON Marketing. And these aren't just, generic how-to articles.
Not at all.
They paint a really specific, almost aggressive picture of the future of the trades in the Texas Panhandle.
What stands out immediately in these documents is the shift in power. We're seeing that social media for the trades isn't just a digital brochure anymore. It's not just nice to have.
Right.
The sources describe it as a high-octane lead generation machine.
I have to pause on that phrase, high octane. It sounds like something you'd hear at a drag race,
Yeah.
not a marketing meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But it implies speed and it implies volatility.
It does, and the stakes are actually that high. Our mission today is to walk through 3 massive trends that tradesmen are ignoring at their peril. And to be clear, if you run any service business, these principles apply to you.
So just to give the listener a roadmap, we're looking at the death of polish, the absolute necessity of context, and the rise of AI agents.
Precisely. And these aren't just cosmetic changes. This is about how trust is manufactured in a digital age. If you're a tradesman in the Panhandle and you aren't doing these 3 things, the market is simply going to move past you.
Let's dive right into the first big trend then. The sources call this the death of polish and the rise of raw and real. Now, when I hear death of polish, I initially think sloppy, unprofessional.
It's easy to think that, but it's actually the opposite. It's not sloppy, it's authentic. This is a direct response to a very human problem, ad blindness.
Ad blindness. Break that down for us
Okay.
because I feel like I have that.
Oh, we all do. By 2026, homeowners have become completely immune to the slick corporate aesthetic. You know, the type that the stock photo of a model with perfect teeth holding a wrench they've clearly never used before?
Yes.
They're usually smiling way too much for someone fixing a sewage leak.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. The uncanny valley of marketing. You see it, and your brain immediately says, fake, sales pitch, scroll past.
Precisely. And in a place like the Texas Panhandle, where community is tight and people value hard work, that fakeness is a business killer. The source material emphasizes that transparency is the new currency.
Transparency.
Homeowners don't want a logo. They want to see the human being who is going to be crawling under their house.
So if I'm a plumber in Borgia, I shouldn't be hiring a film crew to make some, cinematic masterpiece.
Please don't. In fact, that might actually hurt you. The briefing doc gives some incredible examples of what does work. It talks about digital proof of competence.
Digital proof of competence. I like that. It sounds weighty.
It is. It's the idea that a 60-second video clip is worth more than 1,000 written reviews. Because reviews can be faked, right?
Sure.
But video, that's hard to fake. The sources mention a specific type of content, the behind-the-service clip.
Walk us through that. What does that actually look like on a Tuesday morning for an electrician or a plumber?
Okay, so imagine a plumber filming a 15-second clip on their phone. No editing, no music, maybe the camera's even shaking a little bit. They aren't just fixing a pipe, they are explaining a specific seal they use.
Okay.
And here is the key. They explain why they use it to withstand panhandle wind or the specific freezing temps we get in that region.
That's interesting. So it's not just, I fixed it. It's, I fixed it for where you live.
Exactly. Think about what that signals to you as a homeowner. It tells you, I know where you live, I know the environmental challenges we face here, and I have a technical solution for it. That builds immediate authority.
Yeah.
It's not just saying I'm a good plumber, it's proving it in real time.
It's showing. Not telling. And there's another example of the sources that I think is genius, but it sounds weird at first. The modern truck tour.
Yes, this is one of my favorites from the research.
Now, hearing that, you might think, why do I care what the inside of a van looks like? I just want my sink fixed. But unpacks the psychology there for us. Why is TEXSEON emphasizing this?
It's huge. The source material explains that a clean, organized, well-stocked truck is a signal of efficiency.
Efficiency.
Think about it. If you show a video of your truck and it's a disaster, zone parts everywhere, fast food wrappers on the dash, tools thrown in a pile, the homeowner subconsciously thinks, this guy is disorganized.
And if he's disorganized,
He's going to be slow. He's
Yeah.
going to lose things.
Yeah.
But if you show racks of parts neatly labeled, copper fittings here, PVC there, it signals that you won't be making 3 trips to the supply house
right.
while the clock is ticking on their dime.
That is such a good point. It's respecting the customer's wallet before you even arrive. It says, I am ready to work.
Exactly. It removes the anxiety of the hourly rate because it visually promises speed. And there's one more piece to this raw and real trend customer education. Answering the questions you get asked 5 times a day.
Like the classics. Why is my toilet running? Why did the pilot light go out?
Right. The example given is pilot lights. If every winter 50 people call you asking why their pilot light went out, make a video answering it.
But wait, doesn't that lose you business? If you tell them how to fix it, they don't call you. That seems counterintuitive.
See, that's the old way of thinking. That's the scarcity mindset.
Mm.
In 2026, that video positions you as the helpful expert. When they have a real problem, something they can't fix themselves, like a burst pipe, who are they going to call?
The guy who helped them.
The guy who helped them for free or the stranger in the phone book?
Yeah, it's reciprocity 101.
Plus, for anyone listening who is thinking about the technical side of this, there is a great little rank math SEO tip tucked in the sources.
Oh, we love a good SEO tip. What is it?
When you upload these raw videos to YouTube or Facebook, you can't just title it Fixing a Pipe.
Too generic.
Way too generic. You're competing with the whole world. You have to capture local intent. You need to put best plumber in Amarillo or Pampa electrician in the description. The algorithms in 2026 are smart, but you have to tell them where you are.
You got to drop the pin.
You need to drop a pin for the search engine.
So be raw, be real, but be local.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the content itself. Raw, real, unpolished. But where do you put it? That brings us to trend number 2. Contextual marketing, or as I like to call it, stop hitting the post to all button.
This is a classic mistake. I see it all the time. You take that photo of the water heater, you write one caption, and you just blast it to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok all at once.
And the sources are saying this is bad practice.
They're saying it's a waste of time because the audience on each platform is in a completely different headspace. It's like wearing a tuxedo to a pool party.
Or wearing swim trunks to a board meeting.
Exactly. You look out of place and people ignore you. Let's break down the dress code for these platforms because the distinctions in the report are fascinating.
Okay, let's start with Facebook. The sources call Facebook the homeowner's neighborhood watch.
I love that description. It fits, right? Facebook is king of B2C business to consumer in Texas. This is where the community lives. The strategy here isn't just look at this pipe, it's community engagement.
So, posting about local events in Borger or Pampa?
Yeah, that. And specifically, before and after photos. The report mentions a specific angle on these. It's not just about the repair itself.
What is it then?
Yes, this is crucial. Not just showing the repair, but emphasizing cleanliness. The mess you didn't leave behind.
Oh, that resonates with me.
Yeah.
I had a guy fix some drywall once, and he left dust everywhere. Ruined the whole experience. I didn't care that the wall was fixed. I cared that my floor was ruined.
Exactly. You're entering someone's sanctuary. On Facebook, you are reassuring the neighborhood that you are respectful. You're showing the booties on the shoes, the drop cloths, the vacuuming at the end. That's what gets the likes and the shares in a neighborhood group. He fixed it, and he cleaned up. That's the gold standard.
Okay, so that's Facebook. What about Instagram? The sources describe it as the digital portfolio.
Instagram is where people go to vet quality. It's a visual resume. If Facebook is about trust, Instagram is about competence.
And the content strategy here shifts to high-definition reels.
Right.
Mm.
The source uses some really evocative language here. It talks about sensory details, the satisfying click of a perfectly wired electrical panel, or the clean, sharp lines of a new metal roof against a blue Texas sky.
So it's almost like ASMR for home repair.
In a way, yes. It appeals to the part of the brain that appreciates order and craftsmanship. If I'm about to spend $10,000 on a roof, I want to look at your Instagram and see straight lines. I want to see perfection.
You don't want a blurry selfie.
I don't want a blurry selfie. I want to see the work.
So Facebook is, I trust this guy in my house, and Instagram is, I trust this guy knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
And then we have the outlier, LinkedIn. I feel like most tradesmen ignore LinkedIn completely. They think it's just for people in suits or tech startups.
And that's a massive mistake, according to the data. LinkedIn is the commercial powerhouse. You aren't talking to the homeowner here. You're talking to property managers and general contractors. It's B2B.
B2B, business to business.
Right. So you wouldn't post a picture of a residential toilet repair here.
Definitely not. That's the tuxedo at the pool party again.
Exactly. On LinkedIn, you post data. You post thought leadership.
Thought leadership for plumbers. That sounds a bit grand, doesn't it?
It sounds grand, but it's practical. The example in the text is brilliant, discussing how AI-driven scheduling saves property managers 10 hours a week.
Ah, I see. You're speaking their language.
You're speaking the language of business efficiency, of bottom lines, of scalability. You're telling a property manager, I'm not just a guy with a wrench. I'm a partner who is going to make your life easier.
You're solving a business problem.
You're solving a business problem, not just a plumbing problem.
It's amazing how the same business has to wear 3 different faces depending on where they are looking. But speaking of efficiency and saving time, that leads us perfectly into the third trend. And honestly, this one sounds like a dream come true for anyone who has ever worked with their hands.
The AI revolution in lead management?
Let's set the scene again. You're a roofer. You're 20 feet up a ladder. It's 2026. Your hands are full of shingles. The wind is blowing. Your phone starts buzzing in your pocket.
Dangerous situation.
You risk your life to answer it, hoping it's a big job. And it's someone asking for a rough estimate for a project they might do 6 months from now.
The classic tire kicker. It's the bane of the industry. It breaks your focus, it wastes your time, and honestly, it's just frustrating. But you feel like you have to answer, right? Because what if it's the big one?
Exactly. But the solution isn't just don't answer the phone, because then you miss the real jobs.
Correct. The solution in 2026 is what the sources call AI-grounded agents, specifically mentioning a system called Cagent.
So how does this actually work? You aren't just sending calls to a voicemail that nobody listens to.
No, it's much more sophisticated. The idea is to stop being a phone secretary. When someone clicks an ad or a bio link, they don't go to a phone number. They go to an AI portal, a chat interface, or a smart voice agent.
And this AI isn't just saying, please hold. It's grilling them.
Gently grilling them, yes. It asks the hard questions that a tradesman hates asking up front because they don't want to seem rude.
Like what are the hard questions?
Are you the actual homeowner? Is this an emergency or a planned project? What is your budget range? Please verify your zip code.
I can see why that changes the game. If I'm a plumber, I hate asking, do you have the money for this?
Yeah.
Right off the bat, it feels aggressive.
Exactly. It's awkward, but the AI doesn't have feelings. It just needs data, so it filters the noise. By the time the notification actually hits the tradesman's phone, the lead is qualified. You know they have the money, you know they're in your service area, and you know they're ready to go.
So you move from chasing work to just confirming appointments.
It shifts the dynamic from desperation to selection. You are choosing which jobs to take because the data is laid out in front of you. You aren't scrambling.
And the sources mention this has a financial impact too, specifically regarding ROI, return on investment.
Right. You aren't guessing. The sources mention using tools like Looker Studio dashboards.
Explain that for the non-tech listeners.
Yeah.
What is a Looker Studio dashboard telling me on a Monday morning?
It's basically a scorecard. Instead of just knowing I spent $500 on ads, it tells you I spent $500 and that generated 12 leads from Facebook, 3 from Instagram, and the Facebook leads were 40% cheaper.
It turns marketing from a slot machine into a vending machine.
That's the perfect analogy. You put money in and you know exactly what you're getting out. You stop burning cash on things that don't work.
Which brings us to the underlying philosophy of all of this. The sources use an acronym that I haven't heard in a while, usually used in coding or web design. WYSIRYG.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
It's an old computer term, but here it applies to reputation. The expert view in these documents is that in 2026, your digital presence and your physical reputation are the same thing. They have merged.
Meaning, if you're a great plumber, let's say the best in the Panhandle, you can fix anything, but your website looks like it was built in 1999.
People assume your plumbing skills are from 1999 too. Or worse, that you're sloppy. The study guide makes a really harsh but true point. If your social profile is a ghost town, you haven't posted in 6 months, or it's full of blurry images, customers assume the actual workmanship is outdated or careless.
It's guilt by association.
Exactly. A robust digital foundation is synonymous with a good physical reputation. You can't separate them anymore. If you look disorganized online, you are disorganized in real life,
Yeah.
at least in the customer's mind.
Wow.
And the YSIFUIG promise extends to transparency in pricing and reporting, too.
That seems to be the red thread connecting all these trends. Whether it's showing the seal on the pipe, showing the mess you didn't leave, or showing the pricing up front.
In a world of deepfakes and AI-generated noise, being undeniably real is the ultimate competitive advantage. Being boringly, reliably real.
So let's recap these 3 pillars for the listener. If you want to dominate the Texas Panhandle in 2026, what's the playbook?
First, authentic video. That's your trust. Kill the polish, show the work, explain the why. Second, contextual platforms. That's your strategy. Treat Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn like different rooms with different conversations. And third, AI agents. That's your efficiency. Stop answering the phone for bad leads and start using data to drive your business.
And I think it's important to say this isn't just for tradesmen. If you're listening to this and you run a bakery or a consulting firm or a dog walking business,
The principles are identical. It's about respecting the customer's intelligence enough to be real with them and respecting your own time enough to use tools that filter out the noise.
it's fascinating how the most blue-collar industries are actually leading the charge in some of the most sophisticated marketing tactics. They're cutting through the fluff because they have to. They don't have time for fluff.
That's the reality of the trades. If the pipe leaks, the marketing didn't work. The feedback loop is immediate. That's why these trends are so grounded in reality. They have to work or the business dies.
So we've unpacked the trends, we've looked at the tech, but I want to leave the listener with a thought that really stuck with me while reading these briefing docs.
What's that?
We talked about the license. You wouldn't hire a plumber who refused to show you their license.
Right.
That's illegal,
Yeah.
and it's dangerous.
Right. You kick them out of your house.
But in this new landscape, where digital proof is everything, at what point does not posting a video of your work become the same thing?
That is a provocative thought. If transparency is the currency, silence is bankruptcy.
If I can't see your work, do I believe you can do it? In 2026, the answer is probably no.
I think you're right. The burden of proof has shifted to the screen in your pocket.
Something to mull over next time you're scrolling through Reels or looking for someone to fix that heater. That wraps up this deep dive into the future of the trades. We'll catch you on the next one.